picture too. Okay, we're recording. Good afternoon. I'm Mrs. Cook. I'm the special ed administrator at this school, and I would like to have everybody introduce themselves. We will start with Ms. Boyce.
Yes, hi, I'm Miss Boyce, and I am the third grade teacher of Sue.
I am Mrs. Smith. I am Sue's mom.
And I'm Mrs. Cropley, and I'm Sue's special education teacher.
All right, so I'm just checking to make sure that everybody is signed in so that we have the record of it. And I want to start asking, we'll start with Ms. Boyce. Can you tell me how the accommodations for Sue are working in your classroom?
Yeah, so with the accommodations of taking tests in the special education classroom, I think that's going a lot better. I think she's able to concentrate a little bit more in there without as many distractions with others. So that's going well. Sue is also clarifying instructions, and I'm having her repeat the instructions to me when given any certain task. So that helps her understand what she has to do. So that really helps of clarifying what she's supposed to do for instructions, and have Sue repeat them back. And then also with testing, we're using the text to speech. I think that's really helping her comprehend what she's reading. So I think all three of those are going pretty well.
All right, so the text-to-speech is working. She's able to understand better verbally than she is still reading. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. How is she doing in the special ed room?
So for ELA, Sue comes in 5 days a week, 45 minutes at a time, and Sue seems to work very well in small groups of 2 to 3 students, and her being that second or third student. She is very pleasant. She listens and complies when spoken to. She's just doing very well. The text-to-speech is working well on any tests I'm seeing as well. She's all around a great student and a pleasure to have in the special ed classroom.
Well, that sounds very good. Have you noticed how Sue's doing, or do you have any major concerns?
Sue being allowed extra time to complete her projects and large assignments allows for her to feel confident that she is accomplishing things. She doesn't feel so rushed. However, she has voiced worries about when there's new information, new assignments, new lessons. She starts to get a little worried about, kind of the overthinking. How am I going to get it done? I don't know what I'm doing. So lots of worries there. I have a tutor helping her with homework, and that's going great. It kind of makes it fun. It's not working with mom, it's not working with a teacher, and it seems to encourage her to work hard to get the homework done. My concerns are still her comprehension, the phonics and spelling sounds and decoding with her reading and her writing. One of my main concerns has to do with her attention span, being able to stay concentrated and on task. So I was wondering about any tests for whether anxiety or for the attention deficit, to see if she may fall under those lines.
I know that we've done some testing on her, but we have not done a psychological eval. It could help us with figuring out whether it's an anxiety, whether it's ADHD, or if it's something within the norm and just normal concern or worry, I guess you could call it. I can set that up with our clinician and see what we can do as far as that goes. Is there anything else? Do you have any concerns about, or do you think that she is working well with the situation outside of the anxiety?
The special ed setting for the ELAs, she seems to be able to complete her assignments a little more on time. Having the audiobooks that she's mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
hearing her reading rather than just reading it,
Mm-hmm.
is allowing her to understand, to comprehend more of the information than what she normally was able to do.
Okay. I'm gonna ask Ms. Boyce, have you figured out a way to incorporate some of the audiobooks into your classroom, or is that something that we should continue with just special ed, or a combination of both?
I think a combination of both. I think it'll help in science and in social studies and in ELA in the special education classroom. So for her to build on her comprehension skills, I think it's really helping. So I think that should go in the special education room and in the regular ed classroom.
Are you in complete agreement with that?
I am, and I'll just reiterate everything that Mom just said. I see that from Sue coming down to the classroom for ELA, where based on her test scores from last year, that's the reason why she is in special ed now. But I do see after about 10 minutes, I see her starting to struggle and become a little bit withdrawn and not asking for help. I see her attention span is decreasing, and maybe it is because of her anxiety. She's not asking for the help that she does need. I do think that some type of eval for either that learning disability or an anxiety would be very beneficial for her at this time where we are seeing progress, but we just want it to progress even more. And I do agree with her coming down for all tests, just even her regular classroom classes, as well as the ELA, coming down and having that quiet environment and having someone there to help her with any questions she may have. I would like to also incorporate maybe in the 45 minutes she's there, 4 times out of that, basically every 10 minutes, a check-in with Sue, where that's her point where I see her starting to become withdrawn and her progress stopping. I will myself check in with Sue at every 10 minutes to see if she's struggling, if she has any questions, and redirect and reiterate what the assignment is at that time. And that's what she's struggling with as well, as Mom said. It's the new assignments or new instructions. It's whether it's comprehending and or understanding what is being assigned at that time. So, but I just want to reiterate what a great student she is, and she really is trying. I see that her coming down and working in those small groups, she does open up a little bit more to those students versus maybe what Mrs. Boyce sees in the regular classroom.
Do you see the same thing in your class as far as that she is working up to her potential as much as she can for you, or is that something that's more designed in the smaller group?
I think it is better when she's working in a smaller group, especially if asked to read something aloud. I think she really is emerging anxiety with that. So I think working in smaller groups really helps Sue. So yeah, definitely with the smaller groups, I would say, in special ed and in the regular ed classroom, I think will help more.
Okay, so the first thing that I'm hearing from everybody is that we're still having some major attention span issues, and we're working more anxiety into it as well. So I do think that I will agree that we should schedule her in for an evaluation to check on, if this has underlying issues that we haven't quite seen yet. See if we can kind of create an environment where she's not as stressed, if that's at all possible, and set up a program to address that. Would that ease some of your concerns?
Absolutely.
Is there anything else that you think that might either help her or that you think would be less beneficial than what we have been working on?
Not that I can think of,
Okay.
unless the teachers, if there was anything that they might advise.
Okay. So, in other words, you're fairly happy with how this is going?
Absolutely.
All right, so, is there anything that either one of you would like to add into this?
So we do want to use the audio books, not just in the ELA setting, but also in the regular classroom. Is that something we're going to start to incorporate so it's done throughout her day? The audio books, Mrs. Boyce, are you going to start incorporating that into your classroom with her?
Yes, the audio books, yes. I think they'll definitely help. And in continuing using the text to speech, I think that'll help with the concentration and comprehending, I think is what she's mostly struggling with in the regular ed classroom.
All right, so we have also worked with breaking down larger assignments and giving her longer periods of time to complete them. Is that working as far as her getting these larger assignments done? We'll start with Ms. Boyce.
Yeah, I think breaking it down is working, because before the pace was a little bit too rapid for Sue, I felt like. So breaking it down and putting it into more sections for her to understand what she has to complete, so she doesn't get anxious on when it is due. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that's what I was looking for, and have you noticed the same thing?
I have, that she does work better in breaking it down and getting one section done at a time versus trying to get all 3 or 4, however many we break that assignment down into, and then her becoming overwhelmed and getting withdrawn, and then she gets more anxious. Another thing I just thought of that's worked well with students in the past is having a notebook that we write in daily, as in myself, her special ed teacher, and her regular ed teacher, mom, and then we've got that 4th person, that peer tutor that's coming after school at home. So maybe there's a tactic that someone else is using that is really working well with Sue that we don't know about here at school, or that mom doesn't know about. So maybe if we can just create that notebook that goes home every day that talks about what I have observed in the special ed classroom, what Mrs. Boyce has observed in her classroom. Mom can talk about anything that's going on that she's seeing, that's working and that isn't, and then if we can get the tutor to do that, I think we'll have a little bit more uniform idea of how Sue is progressing.
So would that be something that you would be interested in helping with?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, having, knowing where she's at during the day, and maybe it's an off day, or a week, and the teachers can know where I see Sue at.
Mhm.
And the tutor can also provide maybe little steps or techniques that seem to be helping Sue to want to really work to finish her homework and really seem to enjoy herself. So I love the idea of the daily notebook.
Okay. And you're with us on that, Ms. Boyce?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can, if she's struggling with something, I can write in the notebook, so, and even positive things too, if she's having a good day, just constant communication between 3 or 4 of us. I think that will really help us understand and help Sue just with her anxiety and her tension, to make sure that everything's getting done and everything is helpful for her.
I am in agreement with this. I think that would be a fantastic start. That way you can have both positive information going home, but what was good, and any questions that could be answered by any of the participants will help a great deal in providing us with feedback to make sure that this is the best possible individualized program for her.
Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely.
All right, well, does anybody else have any questions or concerns that they wish to discuss at this time?
I've covered everything. Special ed.
I think Sue is doing really well. She's also so sweet and kind to all of her fellow students, and she's friends with everyone, and her math scores are phenomenal too, so she's doing well in math, and I think with these accommodations, it'll really help Sue in the classroom, in the special ed classroom, and outside of the classroom too.
Everybody in agreement?
Yes, thank
Well,
you so much.
I thank everybody for joining us today, and I will make sure that the written notice gets out, and I hope everybody has a great day.
Thank you.
you.
Guys.